I said that the MK Party is a family affair of the Zumas. Number one. Number two, is a tribal party eyeing Zulus. And that too, it's not a party in the sense that it will never build structures the way conventional parties build structures. Through an election at a region, at a branch, a province, national. So Zuma decided from day one that there shall be no elections for as long as I'm alive in MK. Why? Because he wanted to chop and change anyone at any time on the basis of family discussions that he has with his children. While everybody else, your father and are not there. Remember, at night, your father must go to his house.
His chambers.
his chambers, right? And also Floyd must exit. Who remains in the headquarters of MK? The headquarters of MK, by the way, are in Kandla, in the private family home of Zuma. Who remains there is Zuma, Duduzane, Duduzile, and all of Edward and them. And they now tell him who must be sorted out in this MK thing. And they were very clever, by the way. There was a strategy, and I can see the strategy is continuing in terms of managing other tribes. There was a deliberate effort to position Shangans in strategic positions in MK. Floyd was a victim of that strategy. He says he learned a lot from Zuma, and someone who learns from Zuma, I don't understand. I mean, I can teach Zuma, I not learn from him. Even Makubele, who is now chief whip, right? You can see. But the point is this thing is a family affair, period. It's not a party. Anybody who is still in MK thinking that this is a party, they must wake up and smell the coffee. You will be kicked out of MK anytime, whenever the kids and the father think that they've used you, it's enough. Period. So this thing, that's why I'm not worried about it when I try and look into South Africa's future. I've said this. It's gonna collapse. The day Zuma exits, he dies. He will die. That's the end of it. The fights are going to be shocking. I mean, they are fighting now while he's alive. Think of the intensity of the fights when the guy is gone. So they will fight. So I'm not surprised. I did warn Floyd publicly. He didn't listen. That this thing is a tribal thing. He's not going to last. He didn't last a year. So I'm not surprised. This thing is going nowhere. It's a family affair. It has confused a few souls who have gone in that direction. But I can tell you, all of them, I dare say, including your father, are disappointed as we speak because they've seen through what that is.
Is the MK Party? Do you guys think that MK Party is a tribalist party? Sanbonani, good people, welcome back to weSizwe Labansundu, the voice for Africans. If it is your first time here, please do not forget to like, subscribe, join, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future conversations. Today we are touching on a very sensitive but important topic in South African politics. Is the uMkhonto party a tribalist party as it has been accused? This question has been asked more and more since the rise of uMkhonto party led by former President Jacob Zuma. Some people believe the MK Party is simply a political movement representing frustrated South Africans. Others believe it is driven by Zulu nationalism and ethnic mobilization. But what is the truth? And more importantly, what does tribal politics mean for the future of South Africa? Today we are going to discuss this issue openly, honestly, and critically, without fear and without emotional slogans. Because South Africa has a painful history when it comes to tribal divisions. Let us get into it. What is tribalism? Before we even talk about the MK Party, we must first define tribalism. Tribalism is when political loyalty is based mainly on ethnic identity, language, group, clan, identity, or tribe, instead of policies, ideas, or national interest. In tribal politics, people support leaders not because they are competent, but because they come from our people. We have seen this across Africa. In countries like Kenya, Nigeria, and even parts of Zimbabwe, elections often become ethnic battles instead of policy debates. And once politics become tribal, democracy suffers. Why is that? Because criticism becomes impossible. The moment you criticize a leader, people accuse you of attacking their tribe. South Africa tried very hard after 1994 to build a non-tribal democracy. Under leaders like Nelson Mandela, the message was clear: we are one nation. Not Zulu South Africa, not Xhosa South Africa, not Sotho South Africa, but South Africa. However, tribal tensions never completely disappeared. They were simply hidden beneath the surface. And now many people believe the rise of the uMkhonto weSizwe party has brought those tensions back into mainstream politics. Why people call MK Party a tribalist party? Now, let us discuss why critics accuse the MK Party of tribalism. First, we must be honest about one thing. The strongest support of the uMkhonto weSizwe party comes from KwaZulu-Natal. And many of the party's major rallies, leadership structures, songs, slogans, and emotional narratives are strongly linked to Zulu identity and the legacy of President Jacob Zuma. That is simply a fact. Many supporters openly frame the political struggle as they are attacking Zuma because he is Zulu. That is where concerns begin. Because when political criticism is interpreted as an attack on ethnic group, politics become dangerous. We also saw this during Zuma's legal battles. Remember during the imprisonment of Zuma in 2021. Some supporters used language suggesting that Zulus were targeted by the state. The unrest that followed in KwaZulu-Natal and parts of Gauteng became one of the darkest moments in democratic South Africa. More than 300 people died. Businesses were destroyed. Communities were traumatized. And many South Africans became deeply afraid of ethnic mobilization. Another reason critics accuse MK of tribalism is because some party supporters attack leaders from other ethnic groups while defending Jacob Zuma regardless of evidence or accountability. To critics, this creates the image of a movement based more on ethnic loyalty than constitutional principles. And then there's symbolism, the military style imagery, the emotional liberation struggle language, the invocation of Zulu pride, the singing of struggle songs centered around Zuma. All of this strengthens the perception, whether true or false, that MK Party is becoming an ethnic political movement. And perceptions in politics matter very much. The defense of MK Party. But now let us be fair. Because supporters of the MK Party reject the tribalism accusation completely, they argue that the establishment fears the rapid growth of MK and therefore uses the word tribalism to discredit the movement. According to MK supporters, the party is not about tribe. It is about political frustration. Frustration with unemployment, frustration with corruption, frustration with poverty, frustration with the ANC leadership under Cyril Ramaphosa. Many South Africans genuinely feel abandoned, right, by the current political system. And MK Party has positioned itself as the voice of those frustrations. Supporters also point out that every political party has regional strongholds, of which is true. The ANC historically has strong Xhosa influence in parts of the Eastern Cape. The IFP has historically drew support from KwaZulu-Natal. The DA often been accused of representing minority interests. The EFF has strong support among young black urban voters. So they ask, why is MK Party singled out? MK Party supporters further argue that Zuma himself has supporters across many ethnic groups, not just Zulus. And to be honest, there is the truth in that argument. The party has supporters in Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northwest, and other provinces too. Some people support MK Party because they admire Zuma's leadership style. Others support MK Party because they hate the ANC. Others see MK Party as a protest movement against the political establishment. So we must avoid oversimplifying the issue. Because not every MK voter is a tribalist. Not even close. The real danger South Africa must avoid. But here's where I believe the real issue lies. Whether you support MK Party or not, South Africa must be extremely careful not to slide into ethnic politics. Because once tribal politics grows, it becomes very difficult to stop. Today it may benefit one group. Tomorrow another group responds with its own ethnic mobilization. And before you know it, political competition becomes tribal competition. That is dangerous, very dangerous. South Africa is already struggling with unemployment, inequality, crime, corruption, illegal immigration, failing municipalities, service delivery collapse. The last thing we need is ethnic conflict added to that crisis. We must remember ordinary black South Africans suffer the same problem, regardless of tribe. A poor Zulu family and a poor Sotho family both struggle with unemployment. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Tebus Kosana. The name of the platform is Izula Bansundu, the voice for Africans. Kamakuma Africa.